Alrighty guys, welcome. Good day. Ladies and gents, how are we all doing? Hope you're all well. Welcome to another big week on the charts. So guys, without further ado, it's that time again. And as always, good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening, no matter where we are around the world. Welcome back guys to another week on the charts. Apologies for not being on stream last Friday. Obviously I had the man flu. Pretty much over it, which is good, but do excuse me if I do clear my throat or my nose from time to time. But anyway guys, we are here to look at the charts, see what we can come up with moving forward here today. Guys, you know, drill, TikTok, smash that screen for me, let everyone know we are on stream again. YouTube, hit that like button. Guys, feel free to ask questions, ask me to have a look at a pair for you if you would like. I'm the only streamer that does it without whinging about sending in a chart first of all. So if you'd like me to have a look at anything, or if you do have any questions, please feel free to pop those into the chat. I'll get to those shortly. Meantime, guys, let's quickly take a look at, first of all, the news. It's very important to make sure we have that covered. Moving forward today, so some bank holidays in a few parts of the world. Nothing though as far as any scheduled high impact news for our particular session here today. We do have some PMI to come for the pound later on, which would probably be considered more of a orange to red folder news event. On other providers, maybe on Financial Juice, might find it a little bit different here, wherever it is. But anyway, so based off that, nothing to really be concerned about during our session here today, but anything could happen in regards to breaking news, so we need to be wary of the news always, guys. So without further ado, let's get cracking and let's have a look at the gold, guys. Starting with the gold, starting on that weekly time frame, and what we can see is, look at this, for the 4th week in a row we have opened up, is now creating a wick in the opposite direction to the current direction of the candle itself. So last week we did close back, I would call that a strong bearish candle. Did not have that upper wick. I said throughout the week why it doesn't necessarily need to create that upper wick, and then never pull back to create it. Once again, proven correct. Now, same thing applies in the current weekly candle. Now, we may not necessarily pull back to create that lower wick. However, there is still a high probability that we could do so, especially being so early into the week. But what we are to look for is what levels of support we have formed within the current daily candle on the minor time frames, that being more so to 30 and 15. And if price was to pull back to those levels, we'd want to see the buy step in and protect those levels in order for us to head back up and continue bullish. Therefore, if that's to be the case, we don't necessarily need to pull back to create that lower wick. Will we do it? There's still obviously a high probability that we could do it being so early into the week. So strong bearish off the weekly, based off that previous. Onto the daily. What we can see here is structure wise, we are still bullish, but I'm more concerned by the candles these days as opposed to the structure on the daily time frame. What we can see is the previous daily did close back strong bearish. We did respect some support here to the left hand side, and we are hovering back above it. We are engulfing that previous daily candle. Off the back of that, probabilities are now to the upside. We have a high, low, higher, high. So therefore, once again, be looking to see what levels we have within this candle for price to potentially pull back to, form a support back above to head back up, potentially retest the high and move on to create a higher high. We'll move on to the 4 hour time frame now, and what we can see structurally, we are now back at the last significant lower high just now on the 4 hour time frame, and we still are technically bearish. But if we close above this swing point, technically here 33.25, roughly 26, we will confirm a structural flip on the 4 hour time frame if that is to be the case. So that'll be in line with the direction of the daily candle, be in line with the direction of the current weekly candle, and it's obviously at a very key level at the minute that it really needs to pop above, close above, in order for us to really potentially continue to push towards the most recent high, which is around that 33.65 sort of region. Again, no lower wicks in the current 4 hour or the daily open. Gonna mark in, we'll mark in a level on the 30. Actually, I'll just use that for the time being. We don't really have a zone because we don't have a low wick on that daily candle. I'll just use that. I'll worry about to the upside if and when need be, if we do begin to pop above that resistance. So technically bearish at a key level on the 4 hour, but with counter probabilities once again being to the upside. Onto the 30-minute time frame, and that we can see right now is technically bullish, but once again we are at a key level. So based off that, doesn't mean I'm interested in buying into the key level, into the resistance. However, what I'm liking that I'm seeing is that price has actually pulled back to that level. And if we go back to the weekly for a minute here, what we could use is the fib in this case, and just marking in from the closure to the open to the closure. And so where the resistance lines up with is the 50% level. So at that point, this is where, again, I want the sellers to step in and potentially if we were to reject and continue bearish in line with the previous weekly candle, this could be a really good point of entry to get involved in some potential sells based off the higher time frame. So off the back of that, just going to quickly mark in another level just here, go down to the 15. We'll have to adjust that just to that point there. And all right, so we've got the 30 is bullish, we've got the 4 hour is technically still bearish, we've got the weekly as technically still bearish based on the previous candle. So if the bias being neutral and with price being at that resistance that I mentioned lines up with the obviously the 4 hour key level, lines up with 50% pullback within the previous weekly from open to close, I would love to see some sort of rejection from this point and look for a potential entry where I would look to maybe hold a runner for a fair while, as much as I can, to be honest. I don't really hold on to runners for long. Generally speaking, I would just target another level of support. So in this case, that's what I would be targeting, probably that 33,305, but I might be more inclined to leave a small position open just in case this potentially would be the highest point, or could be the highest point of new weekly. So I'm going to be looking for options to sell it, guys, below this resistance. Just need to await a strong price action catalyst from the current level to look for options to sell it. Now, with the volume and momentum to the upside in the current daily candle, within the approach on the 30, we've got some strong bullish candles here. I'm gonna need to see likely more than one bearish candle, but we will wait and see how price reacts to this resistance, and then look for potential signal. So we're at a level where we could potentially get involved in sales, guys. We just need to wait for the confirmation. Now, further options, guys, if it does just reject this resistance, make a relatively clean move back down to that 33.05 sort of region, then once again, that's a level of support form within the current daily candle. If we were to respect that level, then I don't feel as much of a need for us to pop back down just yet to create that lower wick. So I'll be looking for the buys above 33.05. And if we do just reject and I don't get a quality enough signal to sell it from the resistance up here, then I'm just going to wait and see how price reacts to the 33.05. And if it starts to pop below 33.0203, that sort of region, then I'm going to be looking for sales. At that point, we are once again rejecting the 4 hour resistance, breaking a support form within the current daily candle. That's to be the case, there's a high probability we're going to come back down to create that lower wick on the new weekly candle. So that's my plan moving forward so far here today on gold. Buys above the high as well, above the resistance. We have clean traffic to the left. That is something I definitely would consider as well. So that's something we will be wary of. We will pop it in just there. And guys, I hope that made sense. So please make sure, smash that screen, TikTok, YouTube, like button. I will be getting to you guys shortly. Just want to now quickly look at GJ. So no sell option just yet here on gold. We've got the closure of the 30, very strong closure. Wow, it's open with no lower wick. Interesting. Have a look at the 4 hour. All right, not quite clean as the 4 hour level. Very interesting. Very impulsive entry would be to sell it, because it's got no lower wick and it's tapping into this resistance. There's a high probability it's going to actually pull back to create that lower wick. That's a very, very impulsive entry to start the week. If anyone's interested, very, very small risk. Looking at GJ, looks like absolute trash. How often have I said that of late on GJ? It looks like shit. Starting at the weekly time frame, weak bullish. So based off that, looks like we have potentially grabbed resistance, or liquidity, sorry, from the resistance. Once again rejecting, closing below its key level 194 flat. Keep rejecting it, guys. So eventually, the more we reject it, the more attempts we have breaking it only to reject, more likely I feel that we're going to end up back towards the support here, 187.858, 187.80, that sort of region. So weak bullish onto the daily time frame. Counter probabilities will off the back of the previous to the downside. Current candle excuse me, no upper wick excuse me, guys. Just going to mark in the current daily high and see what we got above that level. Not quite tapped into the support just yet, so I do feel we could still potentially pull a drop a little bit further, perhaps break the previous daily candles low before we potentially bounce. Structurally, it is actually bullish, but with the candles to the downside. 4 hour, very choppy at the minute. Once again, as we can see, we've not quite tapped into that support. I'd be hesitant to buy it without doing so, to be honest, guys, because that support's going to line up with that daily support as well. Resistance, we're going to mark that in. We will adjust, actually no, we'll mark from that body to that high. Doesn't always have to be the same candle, guys. Structurally, what we can see is we are in a downtrend here on the 4 hour. So we've got the weekly being that weak bullish candle. The daily structure is bullish, but the candles to the downside. 4 hour structure bearish. Onto the 30, and that is also bearish. So the bias is at the minute to the downside, but there's not really any area I can see to sell it. I'm gonna mark in that level there, and we don't really have a 2 candle or consecutive candle pullback in the opposite direction just here to validate a swing, to validate a flip of structure. However, it does kind of resemble one. So for me, what I'm going to be looking for here on GJ today is for price to pull back at this rate between 193.90, and if it was to reject a weighted catalyst from that point, look for my options to take a sell back down towards the current daily candles low. And if we begin to pop above that point there, break above this resistance, I would consider that a structure flip, even though it's not technically one. But if we begin to pop above 193.960, but what looks to be a swing point just there, I feel is a high probability we could make the move back up towards that 4 hour resistance. So I'll be looking for the buys above that resistance. Now, further options. Look, we do have some pretty clean traffic to the left hand side here, so I'm going to mark in the most recent support. And if we begin to close below it, but the thing is, with the way price is approaching in the minute, and this is something I covered yesterday on a sim session with the team, with a few who joined, and we had a very similar situation on GJ where we waited many times. It wicked below a support but failed to close below. The one time it closed below, retested and pulled away was the time it actually made the move. So that's the exact same scenario I will be waiting for here today. A strong catalyst, a closure below, and then if I do have the margin to the downside, I will also consider an option to take a sell back down towards the 4 hour support. And we potentially have margin all the way down here towards 193.10 roughly. We've got some clean traffic on the 30, so that would be the overall target. But that is my plan moving forward here on GJ. Hopefully that made sense, guys. Let's have a good one. May was a fantastic month, really good month. Only 3 losses for the month, or 2 or 3, 3, and all 3 could have easily been avoided on my end. All 3 was because I 2 of them I broke the rules, 1 of them I just totally missed something, so it was a little bit of a mistake on that one. Otherwise, it was a cracking month. Continuing on from what's been a very good year. Meantime, guys, let me say good day to one and all. James, great to have you back on stream, brother. That reminds me, let me send you guys a link. We could just do that, and I'll say good day to the rest of you, to my team. I think it's been posted. All right, Tony Gold, good day to you. Or Porsche 3, good day to you. Welcome, the new name on the YouTube stream. Lau, good morning to you, brother. Franco, Kyle, Laser Crypto Man. Always, guys, appreciate the support, part man. Yep, give the stream a like. And Tommy, Jordan, I hope you're well, brother. TikTok to the 74 of you on stream just now. Welcome. Thank you to all the new followers. Guys, keep smashing that screen. I'm gonna say stream and stream for me. And let me just sift through the chat, see if I've missed anything. Mark, good morning to you. How was last week train wise? Last week was good. Last week I didn't, obviously Monday was a bank holiday, so I didn't trade the Monday. Friday I was just not up to it. I was feeling like absolute dog shit, so I didn't trade, didn't stream with the team or nothing. only with the minimal time on the charts, only had 2 trades and both with really nice wins, and what was a really good May. What else? Don't be shy to have a chat. Ticker is why not. Timmy and Chloe. Arafin, good day to you. Hope you're well. And to everyone else, feel free to say good day. Feel free to ask questions. Don't be shy. Offline, you call on GJ last Friday got me to pass my phase 2 last Friday. Offline, unless you're in the members chat. I think I sent some analysis into members, but I wasn't on stream. Maybe last Thursday. But nonetheless, I'm happy to hear it. Well done. Very happy to hear it. Arafin, mate, I've been doing really good. Recently got my cash out and passed my 50k fund and now go. Nice one. Happy to hear it. Starting buy a sell, bro. Nothing just yet. I'm more interested in selling it from the current level. 6, check GU. Looks very similar to gold at the minute. I'll quickly go through the rest of the chat, and I'll have a proper look at GU. I'll do some top-down analysis for you. Oh, Porsche gonna start uploading Porsche content. Oh, okay. Nice one, brother. So yeah, check G. I will check G shortly. Forex, is this gold? Yes, this is gold. Toots, good day to you. Once again, thank you to all the new followers. Gold trader, good day to you. The good guys are winning 33, 60, 65. Here we come. To be honest, I'd rather see the bad guys win. I want gold to drop. I really want it to drop. That's for different purposes. That's for to purchase physical. Trading wise, I couldn't care less if it's going up or down. I can trade either way. Claudio, morning mate. Are you entering live if it confirms? Of course. Of course. We're right at a really good level to look for a confirmation. Just need to wait patiently for it to present, and we know what happens if we do. Yep, Mark, exactly right. Tabang, good day to you. Arafin, quick question, bro. Do you hold any stock shares? No, not stocks, no. I'm more interested in actual metal itself, physical stuff. I don't look equities. I just feel like they're overvalued. It doesn't mean they can't continue to push. It doesn't mean there aren't some undervalued ones or good ones out there, but I'm just not interested at the minute. I'd rather just wait for a bear market, and then even if it takes 5 years or so until I can get involved, so be it. I don't really, it doesn't bother me. Lani 5 is gold sell potentially. Have to wait. Stoof D&B, good day to you. Offline. Oh yeah, Thursday. Yep, must have been Thursday. All good. Well done. Dilly, reckon gold will start dropping. What I reckon is it could do anything. No one knows. No one's a crystal ball. I'm just going to react to what I see. Cecile, dollar is weak. Yeah, must be. Without even looking at DXY, I can see the majors are on the way up. Arafin, crazy if people find this complicated. I learned most stuff from your lives. Nice one, brother. Happy to hear it. I'm happy to hear you're doing better. Billionaire Pam, my kind of guy, waiting for a quick sell on gold. Nice one. All right, GU. Sorry, guys. Let me get to GU, seeing it was a question from a member of the chat. And let me just remove the drawings I would have had from last week and the weekly. All right, so strong bearish, the candle itself, but we have respected some resistance here to the left. Current candle is quite a lot of volume to the upside, so yes, there must be a lot of strength in the majors, and hence weakness in the US dollar at the minute. Similar to gold, but not quite engulfing, almost engulfing here though. Strong bullish candle on the daily, back above resistance. We continue to respect this resistance here to the left. Structurally, we are bullish as well. It's just marking that previous daily high. Could be potential options above that point. Let's just mark in for our resistance because it's going to be likely clean out above that point. We'll just shift that across. We'll include the bullish candle wick for the time being, and we'll change the color of this zone to gray so we know it's a higher time frame resistance. We are currently approaching. We'll mark that in gray as well as support. Structurally, it is also, I would still consider it bullish, and we could potentially flip the trend within the trend itself back bullish if we close above this 135.225. So once again, irrespective of the structure itself, considering we are approaching that previous daily high, we were bearish on the previous weekly candle, and we are at the 4-hour resistance, kind of prefer to look for options to potentially sell it, unless we look for the pullback buys potentially. Back down now to, or onto the 30-minute time frame here, and let's just mark in this level of support is the most recent level formed within the current daily candle. So therefore, on GU here, if we are about to confirm a higher high, so if we close above this resistance, very easy for me. If you're looking for price to either pop back down to respect this support for a buy, close below it to put the structure on the M30 for a potential sell, buys above the resistance as we are moving into some clean traffic to the left, like so. And otherwise, it would be very tempting to get involved in sells from the resistance, irrespective of the bias and structure. But you probably want to wait for a stronger confirmation as opposed to one candle catalyst, such as price come back down, create support, create an equal high or lower high, rejection again, goes below the support, retest, begin to pull away, seeing it's made a clear move up. That could be your option to sell. That is exactly what I'd be looking at if I was trading GU. Hopefully that makes sense. Look at gold. Let's see. Lots of volatility upside. All good, we wait. We do what we do best, we wait patiently. How would buy or sell? At the minute, there is nothing. Wasn't interested in buying it into the resistance. Couldn't care less about that because it could have rejected at any point, especially without having lower wicks. There's a good chance it could have pulled back to create one. I'm not interested in selling it without the confirmation. If any news this week we should look out for, well, we can quickly check the schedule. So today, nothing of real high impact. I mean, well, unless you're trading NY session. So you got services PMI, manufacturing PMI, sorry. Got the Fed speaking as well, Mr. Fed Chair, Mr. Powell. To be aware of that. Tomorrow, some Swiss news, some yen news, obviously some more USD news. So it looks like, yeah, it's a big week. Obviously, I should have known. First week of the month. So NFP, got ADP prior to that. Yeah, so there's lots of news about, guys, to bear in mind moving forward throughout the week. But for today, it's pretty smooth sailing. So you don't have to stress it too much. Narinja, good morning to you. 104 of you on the TikTok stream. Make sure to keep smashing that like button. Well, the screen, sorry. Make sure to follow. Well, I mean, now let's look at this weekly. For the 4th week in a row, we get to create that wick in the opposite direction to the current candle. And everyone says, how often I hear it on a Monday or Monday, yes, I understand it. Monday, when people say, but it's got to come down, create a lower wick. I understand it. It doesn't have to, but yes, there is a good chance it will. But moving forward, like come Wednesday or Tuesday, if we're engulfing that tomorrow, if we're engulfing that previous bearish candle, I look at it and thinking, well, why do we have to? I look at it the opposite way and think, we don't necessarily need to. Because what we, yes, we want to grab liquidity before we continue up. But to grab liquidity, all you need to do is pull back to previous levels, because they're levels where buyers have stepped in, defended, had enough liquidity to push the price back up. So if we were to do the same, let's just say we start to pop above, come tomorrow, we're coming back down to this previous resistance and we're consolidating. There's every chance we're going to end up creating a higher high and continue bullish without pulling back to create that lower wick. We've done it for the last 3 weeks now. 4 hours just opened, 4 hours got no lower wick too. So there's, again, yes, there's every chance that it could pull back down to create that lower wick. It doesn't necessarily have to. The 2 candles prior to this one, same thing. This one's got a tiny one, but you can't really count that as a lower wick. Our gold's going to be a bit tricky here because it's had no real pause. I'd love for it to trigger in some sells prior to closing above this resistance, but we'll see, guys. Em, on which time frame you execute your trades? Thank you so much for the education. I wish you amazing week and all green trades. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate the fact you appreciate it. So look, on gold 15, but it also depends on where we're at and how we approach, because sometimes it will require a 30-minute closure. But generally speaking, of gold, I'm happy to execute for the most part off the 15-minute time frame. GJ is a different story. Preference is the 30. So let's just keep an eye here on gold. Sylvia, good afternoon to you. I am not a problem. All Porsche, strong rate for gold incoming. Yep. NFP. Wow, it's popping. Okay. So we are into clean traffic. The option here for me is going to be a limit order, but I still need to wait 10 minutes, 10.5 minutes for this count to close. Now with the momentum at the minute and the volume in the markets, the usual 10 pip closure above won't cut it, because that will be literally just there, which eyeballing it is a barely close above. So in this situation, I probably want to close minimum of about 20 pips above. I'd say around, yeah, around the 20 pip mark. I've done a lot of that of late, where I've had to adjust the actual rule slightly because of the volume. Just want to check something on the 1 minute. I don't think, no. Wow, gold popping. And congratulations if anyone's in this, but for me, there's just no solid confirmation. A very risky breakout. I'd rather just wait patiently. If it makes the clean move up, all good, not at all bothered by it. I'd be happy for it to do so and then wait for it to make a move back down, retest the level or form support, create that high low, and then get in once again at a bit of a premium. Purchase some more silver personally over the weekend. So that's what we're waiting on, guys, for any potential order. Now, stop loss. It's gonna have to be that wider one back below. Really, that's gold pumping because of Ukraine attack on Russia. What was there? Is there some breaking news? Is there? Not sure, to be honest. You could be right. I have no idea. It's not saying anything here. Nor is it mentioning anything here, but not that I would consider Forex Factory to be a linear indicator or of breaking news or anything. It always lags. Kushan, good day to you. Sylvia, I'm in from 33.13. TP's 33.60. Nice one. Just don't take a loss from here, seeing you're in fair bit of profit, my friend. So I could be joining you in 7.5 minutes. Wow, look at this. Just want to move up. Trading trades buy, not just yet. Tell me, yeah, Ukraine got into Russia airbase and like 2 billion worth of airplane. Oh, really? Was that just now, was it? Trading trades, yeah, better. Was it this morning? Oh, okay. Had the good old man flu from last. So I was starting to come down, but on stream last Tuesday, I could feel it in my throat. Lizin Ian 23, which app are you using? This is TradingView. So it's a free app. It's not, I don't use the paid version. I don't feel it's necessary. It's funny because there's some, I swear there's some scam going on out there. Because I've gotten like 3 emails from different people asking the exact same question. And that's one of the questions in it, and it's worded the exact same. So at first I thought it was a legitimate email, no links or nothing, which is good. Didn't click on any of that, but it's the exact same question. I really appreciate your streams or whatever. I'd like to learn from you. Which app do you use for trading? We've worded the exact same from 3 different names. So answer the first one, didn't reply to the last 2. Oh, let me move that just in case I get a strike. Oh, okay. Yep. That's what's happening over in Ukraine, in Russia. Shit, looks pretty bad, doesn't it? Don't know. Apparently, I don't want to get too political here, but apparently you boys in the UK are the protagonist here. That's what I hear. Fire, it's closed above. Shall we buy? It's not closed yet. Angola, which pair? This is gold. So I'm waiting for a closure above this horizontal. And if I get it, then I may look for a buy limit back at the high of this bearish candle on the 15. Alright, so therefore I better start to determine what that actual level is on my broker. I can see it. Where is it? Alright. That level appears to be 33, 31, 22. So if it closes above, do you wait for a trace back or straight away? No, I never take a trade off the right when a candle closes. So in this case, I want to close above this horizontal, and then what I'm going to do is I'd rather get involved on a bit of a pullback as price creates a lower wick on the new candle, retesting the resistance, the highest point there, and that's where I'll place a buy limit. And if it just creates a lower wick and begins to pop above, I mean, that's another option, but I'd rather get involved on a bit of a pullback just here. Thank you for the sub on YouTube. So that's probably what I'll be looking at, but if nothing else, it needs to create a decent lower wick and then begin to pop above. This candle needs to leave an upper wick, otherwise it just, for me, it makes the trade invalid. I know it doesn't always, again, I've mentioned, doesn't need wicks in either direction for it to continue or whatever. But in this case, what normally follows a candle here without an upper wick would be a candle that ends up pulling back quite significantly for the most part. Not always, but most of the time. So therefore, I'd be a little bit hesitant to take even a limit order in case the candle closes back strong bearish. And perhaps we'll just grab a bit of liquidity from the upside just here. So it's just based off, you know, time on the charts experience. That's what I'm currently looking at. It's a nice strong closure. This is good. Far left, just follow what US does in UK. Yeah, it's just like it's Oz. We do the exact same shit. In fact, we just dig our own hole in this shithole. Sorry, but it's true. With the people leading our country, God help us. Laser Crypto Man has me now bought a wick for up. No, it hasn't, hasn't it? Yeah, so I'm just waiting, guys. I could. So the options are going to be the limit order. I'm going to set the limit order as soon as this candle closes, as long as it's got a bit of an upper wick. That would be okay. An upper wick like that would be enough, well, not like this. And the other option is to just buy it on the back of the momentum, but you need a low wick on the new candle, and that has to be a stop loss. So that's really, really risky because it could tag you in. So what I'd probably be looking for in that case is maybe for price to create a bit of a low wick, maybe pop above. Then if it pulls back again a little bit, I might get involved the second time it breaks its own high. I'd feel more comfortable, to be honest. It's got the momentum at the moment, but I don't want to go chasing it. All right, so we're closing with a small upper wick. All right, so first order, limit order is set. All right, this is not bad. This isn't bad. So if we pop up too high and removing a limit order, all I'm going to do is wait for a low wick to form and a decent one. And if we were now to begin to first of all pull back to create a low wick and then break our own high, that could be enough to look for an entry. So keep an eye on the high of the current candle. We want it to pull back. Where do we want it to pull back to? We don't have any level here other than the previous resistance. Just want it to pull back to create a significant low wick to use it and trust it as a stop loss more than anything. And if it just goes now, I'm definitely not chasing it. Wow, look at gold, just doing its own thing. So there's no entry for me at the minute, guys, so I need it to pull back. Yeah, so I've been through it. This is what I mentioned. I'm looking for a limit order in a minute. If it pulls back to create a significant low wick, I will perhaps place a buy stop above the current candle's high with stop loss below current candle's low. Arafin, whoever is in chat, said to buy GU, I hate you. Why is it going down? What's going up? Sport, chill out. Bye. Not just yet. I'm not chasing it without what I want to see happen. Injury 33-32 should be good. Yeah, you're looking really good, mate. So Jen, that's a good comment. Arafin, meant to sell to you, I got cooked. Just don't jump back in and do something stupid, mate. You don't want to blow your account. I'm still waiting for price to pull back here. Not FOMOing into any buy at the minute. Look at GJ again, so it's respecting support, nothing here. This is looking a little bit better now on gold. All right, let's just track this. I don't want it to pull back. All right, this is starting to look better. High of the current count 33, 38, 74, 33, 38, 94. Stop loss just a little bit below the current candle. I'm going to place a small entry if it breaks on higher again. Using momentum. Stop loss is just below, a little below the entry candle's low. So I've got it set at 33, 38, 94. Now the concern is we've not yet retested anything. We're not pulled back to tap into anything, but we've got a lot of momentum being to the upside, and we've got clean traffic here to the left. We haven't tapped into target just yet. So if we break our own high, there's a good chance it could quickly grab some pips out of that. It's a pretty tight stop, so it means I can secure pretty quickly as well. Don't have to wait for 40, 50 pips or so. I can start to secure it 10, 15, 20 if I really want. So that's what I'm going to be looking at. So not in just yet. And if it pulls back further, all good. MD, if you want, secret account, confirmation hourly. But Jeff, you think it's about to sell? Could, we'll see. Probably might reject hard at 43. That's all good. I would have definitely taken profit off the table money. I'm likely going to remove the limit order too, guys, because I want it to be triggered in early. I'll wait a little bit longer actually. But our first little rejection here on the 5 minute. Daz, can we buy? Not in just yet. It's up to you if you want to jump in. And to be honest, if it comes down to the last few minutes of the 15 minute, I'm likely going to remove it and wait to see how the 15 closes. D-man, I've got an order set at 33.38.94. That's a couple pips above the high of the current candle on my broker, so I suggest you look at your broker to have a look at what the highest point of this candle is. and look for a similar sort of entry. But again, only if you understand the trade. Don't just take it because I'm taking it. That's something you guys need to also consider.
Hey, good morning, man.
How are you, Franco? How's it going?
Hey, I'm fine. And you? You are better?
Yeah, better. Yeah, still a little bit nasally, but a lot better. Thank you.
But you have your voice is stronger.
Yeah, that's it. 100%. What are you looking at?
Yeah, maybe I'm looking for buys on GU because it's break up to the resistance.
Okay, yeah.
And maybe waiting for a 15-minute pause.
Yep,
And
fair enough.
maybe if it took to go up, maybe I will get in some buys.
Nice
I
one.
need a pause at the end.
Yep, fair enough. I think that's
You
it.
are looking for some good buys?
Yeah, I'm using the momentum. Again, I would prefer a bit of a pause, but there's such momentum to the upside at the minute. I feel good chance it's going to push that 10, 15, 20. It breaks its own high again. It's close to being triggered in, by the way. So we'll see. Or Porsche hate training FP week. It'll be a week off. Fair enough. You have UXTX overlapping gold on chart, so I can watch them both at the same time without switching screens. That's all right. It's fair enough. All right, let's see. All right, I'm in. All right, so I'll look to manage this pretty quickly, guys. At about 6 pips on the table. It's difficult to manage in drawdown to this one because not a buy stop. We're using the entry candle as the stop loss as well. So showdown GJ, I'll have a look at it again shortly. Want it to pop up a bit more. All right, there we go. Getting to break even. Gonna close half here at 14, and then just let the rest go because it's a pretty small stop loss, guys. So there we go. Just been taken out really quickly, and with not yet paused. So that's a quick one, really quick in and out. And that's how I go about it, to be honest, and it's still a win. So if you're still in it, just be careful because, again, we've had no pause within price action. So I choose to get to break even quickly in this sort of instance, in case it does now begin to pull back to tap into that zone and bounce off it, form support, head up. But I saw a quick little potential point of entry for a quick scalp. Just a small win, but still a win's a win. Nice one. If anyone else took it.
Yeah, I took it also, but I was earlier out than you. I was only taking 7 pips. It was
Okay.
at 10 and then suddenly it goes a little bit down.
Yep.
So, but it was clear to get in a quick loud.
Yeah, just off the back of momentum, and this could pump. That's all good. Not fast, but again, with the volatility about at the minute on gold, it's really obviously it's in a big push to the upside. We have not got lower wicks on any of these candles. Doesn't necessarily need one, but we know there's at some point price is going to pull back to trigger in some sellers. First of all, it's going to trigger in some sellers, pull back, grab some more liquidity before it heads back up. So that literally popped up to about 15 pips. I secured something, it was about 14, 13. Popped straight back down, right to my entry. And now it's pumping. So it is what it is, but small win. Hopefully some of you are still in it, because if you are, you're looking really good. You got 30 plus pips on the table. So a quick one. Lazy Crypto Man, W, nice one. All Porsche, yep. But anyway, that's my results. I'm out now. Small quick win. GJ. Yeah, still nothing for me on GJ. You're just buying it back into the consolidation here. So all these wicks To me, I see this as anywhere within it, price could reject and head back down again towards the support here. So for me, there is no buys amongst that. What I need to see is price create a clean move up, then look for either sell from that point of resistance to, if it rejects, or just let it create another clean move down, cut through the mess to the left, and then I would consider trading this minor range again. Otherwise, once again, my preference is to wait for it to pop above it, cleaner options to buy it, or close below it for some cleaner options to sell it. So, good start to the month. It's good to get an early win under the belt. And may it be a good one. May it be a good June. From experience, June has been a bit of a quiet one for me. Perhaps because a lot of the UK, US go into holiday mode, I assume. It's more so July and August. But we'll see. We'll keep doing what we do best, and that's just analyzing, confirming, and then we trade if and when need be.
Justin, is
Yep.
there some news about Zelensky to join the meeting in Istanbul today?
No, it's apparently some news about Ukraine bombing a Russian airbase or something. So perhaps that's why. I'm not sure, that could be true though as well. I'm not too sure, to be honest.
Okay.
Lazy Crypto Man took 50% off the table, got stopped at break even. Yeah, same thing, man. Popped straight down and popped straight back up, but it is what it is. Still a win. So Forex, what is your YouTube name? Exact same as the TikTok name. So it's always good to subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, guys. Reason being is because in a few months time I will be going to my second home, which is Thailand, and I've had all sorts of issues trying to stream on TikTok from there. They have stricter rules when it comes to even using VPN. What I had no idea, somehow bypasses it, and I was banned. There was this particular account got banned over there. So at some point I suggest subbing to the YouTube stream as well. TP again. Guys, I'm not a swing trader. I'm a scalper, and for me a scalp is anywhere from 10 to 20, 30, 40, whatever. I like to keep a runner. That case I did keep a runner, but I got taken out on that runner. But I did manage to secure a small profit, but otherwise I just target realistic levels. So the target would be 33.47, which is the most recent resistance to the left hand side here. I think that's a pretty realistic target. Stop loss was below resistance. It was all on there, guys. Not below, sorry, below this current candle. I've still got liminal. I gotta better remove that now. What pair? Big boy, this is gold, Xauusd, spot gold. Then you'll see sales about to happen. Okay, fair enough. Jeffrey Aloti, good trade, nice one. Sand deal. If you're not already in it, you're a little bit late, my friend. Daniel, you just sold. Wish you luck, my friend. Forex should have been in a while ago. Don't see why buy in support zone or for sell. Why buy in support zone for sell? No idea what you mean by that. Arafin, I took it, made my loss back. Nice one, mate. Happy to hear it. D-Man, you took it, nice one. GyBpjpy took it too, very quick, small lots anyway. Yeah, it's still a win, so that's it. Buy or sell, nothing in a minute. Ready took a small buy. Forex, all good. But Jeff, sellers coming now, maybe. Doing just a small win, yep. Yeah, open 5 positions. 4 hours ago, still going, nice one. Jeffrey, Elodie. Oh, I hit my TP, but I see good trade. Yeah, that's it. Still, still a win to win. Chipko Katato, like your name. Can we buy? I think you're a little bit late, my friend. Zach Bear could retrace at 33.45 for a sell entry. You could do anything, but I'd be more focused on 33.47 roughly. That's where I want to see maybe again some sellers step in. User one, we're looking for at sell entries. No, not in a minute. Wasn't earlier when we were below resistance, but since taking a buy for a small win. Royal influence, thank you, appreciate it. How can we sell when the time is right? There is no confirmation. I don't know. I can't give you a time at the minute. It's just moving to the upside. It's not at a level I can get involved in sells as well. So I'm not interested in selling it, even if we have one bearish candle print. It does nothing to suggest to me you're ready to pull back. And if it does pull back, I'd rather let it do its thing and look for a potential buy, maybe moving forward. That's how I go about it. Don't try to fight the trend. It's in a big roaring strong uptrend throughout the day. Whether it be off the back of news, whatever it is, technicals are to the upside. So I would now just patiently wait for it to yet again reset. And by what I mean by that is for it to pull back to a previous level, preferably retest, form support on the 15/30, and then look for an option to buy it again. I saw a quick option based off just momentum and price action. I love the way this candle popped straight up. This is something again you learned on this stream, and you hear me often mention on stream. When a candle, if I'm looking for an entry like I was just here, and when your candle that is the one that's going to trigger you in, pop straight up, we don't hesitate, we don't get FOMO, we don't jump straight in and think, shit, I've just got to buy it, otherwise I'm going to miss it. What we do is we skip all that drawdown and we patiently wait for it to pull back down and create what we want to see, the lower wick. As soon as it does so, we know, seeing we've already created the upper wick, it's already around that point, that if we were to continue bearish, there is no need for us to pop back up and break our own high. And there's a high probability we're going to end up back at the resistance. However, if in fact we do the opposite and we begin to break our own candle's high, we know there's a high probability that what we have done by pulling back to create that lower wick is grab a little bit more liquidity, excuse me, and then with the momentum and volume, begin to push once again to the upside. So that is simple price action trading off the back of that. It's not fair value gaps, it's not SMC, it's not support resistance, it's just simple price action. That's what it is, and that's why I executed. Time and time again to see the same shit happen. Oops. Apologies, guys. Ajia, thank you for the sticker. By the way, I don't accept guests or anything because I don't want to get my string banned. I don't know what you guys could say, and so apologies, but I do appreciate your sticker. MD, you hate gold? I love gold. Right? There is no signal. There is no sell. If I get a signal to buy it or sell it, I call it. Happy to do so, but there's nothing in a minute. That was the entry. That's another thing too, guys. I just want to quickly mention. Had a few join the VIP, and I think they expect a different sort of, I don't know. I think they expect me to just basically hold their hand. That, I'm not saying majority of them are fantastic and majority of them are there to learn, but I've mentioned it so many times, it's not a signal service. Yes, I call trades. I call it in the trade ideas section if I see fit, if I'm on the charts, but I'm not going to sit there all day and night trying to pass someone's challenge for them. That's not what I do. I educate. I do call trades. I've got a section, trade ideas. And we took a fire trade after the stream last Wednesday, which was called here. It's all called here, guys. But I'm not gonna, it's just when I'm on the charts, basically. So what I do is educate. I teach you guys how to fish, how to know what to look for at what particular level in what particular moment. And I do it at a very, very, very fair price as well. Hey, Screenman, you happy yet? Or Porsche, can you do me a favor, mate? Tell me my username on Discord. I've changed phones and can't remember. This makes key. Not a problem, appreciate it. It's that McLaren 81, my friend. One year older than me, you old bastard. Alright, it's gold up to GJ, sorry. This is good. This is exactly what I want to see. Perfect. Because now it means if price does tap into the resistance, I'm gonna look for rejection. If it does reject, there's a good chance it'll make a clean move back down because we're starting to cut through this mess. So that is ideally what I want to see. All Porsche, all good, mate. All good. Ye 65, yep, that was gold. This is GJ at the moment. Don trading, yes. Monday to Friday. Vegeta Junior, yep, thank you for the sticker. Mark stopped out, took 33 profit, nice one. Arafin, no, you don't hold stocks, but what's your opinion of AI tokens? Don't know a thing about them to have an opinion. I mean, AI is obviously a big part of our world and it's just going to continue to be a bigger part all the time, but I can't advise on that. Obviously is not what the stream's about, plus I have no idea to tell you otherwise anyway. User, yep, not looking for sell entries. Rally bought at 38 at 43, nice one. I love lamp. So parallel markets reacting to intense fundamentals. Yeah, it appears to be the case, but again, following technicals, managed to find some ways of getting involved. Conviction memes. Look, it's not crazy, but I don't recommend it. I don't see any reason to sell. I really don't see any reason to sell at the minute, not even on the 5 minute. I mean, on the 5 minute, you may consider it below 33, 36. I still wouldn't personally. I just don't see any sell option at the minute. And you know what, guys, the way this daily / weekly has opened up, there is a good chance once again we may not even create that wick. We'll wait and see though. Not calling it just yet. Sando, yes, this is gold. Leo, £40 profit. Nice one. 15-minute time frame. Yeah, for the most part, 15 and 30. But Jeff, you sell hit, made 200. Nice one. So everyone's winning in both directions. Good work, guys. Well done. Yeah, London session in 5 minutes. Yep. Discipline X key. Thank you actually for reminding me, because I totally forgot to look at that. When you mentioned it, I thought, oh shit, it's probably open already. All right, so excuse me. Could there be a potential re-entry here on gold based off another technical? Because what I'm seeing is, if we were to close weak bearish, we've finally triggered in some sellers. There could be potential that if it does close weak bearish, to determine whether that's weak or not, this is where I can use the fib. If we close above the 0.382, I would consider that a pretty weak pause candle. Therefore, if the London Open candle creates a low wick, begins to break above this pause candle's high, have we got margin to the upside? Oh, that's something we may not actually have. Pinpoint on the resistance. All right, this is critical, guys. We need to have the margin. Don't quite have it. You've got about once, because you remember, you can't just place your buy stop at the high of that candle. You need to account for spread. Last thing you want to do is get triggered in by spread and then it drops. So you have to be a couple pips above. So therefore you got about 12 pips to target. Doesn't mean it can't burst through it and continue up with off the back of momentum, but again, it's a strict rule of mine. I need to have the margin to the upside. So right in a minute, I probably need to just wait for it to pull back. But I'll just keep it up there and see if it does close above the 0.38. I'm not going to take it because I don't have the margin. But that's the type of catalyst I would look for another re-entry here, had we had the margin to the upside.
So for me, no entry on GU, unfortunately. So we even if this looks on the M50 that good, there was not really a retest.
Yep, I see that. It's just checking the 5.
So,
yep.
No.
That's fair enough.
I was going down I was going down also to the 5 minute. Maybe look if we touch it, but also there no touch.
Yep, not even on the 3 minute. Thank you for the sub. Not even on the 1 minute, if not a retest. No, I totally understand that. Totally understand. Because yes, you're aware that it could make the move and you might miss out. You've got a pretty strong catalyst just here, pretty strong signal to buy it if it breaks. But you're also wary that it's come from below resistance.
Perfect. And
it's not yet retested it, and it could do so. So off the back of that, you're deciding to patiently wait. And look at gold, so it's popped straight up. So either way, irrespective of that closure, exact same scenarios here, I would not take it without the low wick. GJ still below resistance here, but it's starting to look better. I'm starting to like it more for moving forward. Maybe not for now. I get on Discord sometimes this month. All good, mate. How do I join my YouTube subscription? How do I sorry, mate, I'm not sure if maybe you reword that. Not too sure what you mean by that. David, no. And look at it now, just seeing my meta trades now pulling back to once again create low wick. Nah, because we're too close to resistance here, so I'm not so keen on it just now. But once again, let's just say you took a buy, you're now seeing in drawdown because you're FOMOing into it without it creating that low wick. You could have spared that FOMO. Like our earlier trade with basically 0 drawdown. I think it popped down to like 1 or 2 pip drawdown at one point, but otherwise it just flew. How do you draw? Oh, MY. Yeah, to be honest, I want to remove those subscriptions because I'm not too sure how to go about it, mate. Yeah, I think I don't join that, to be honest, because I don't know how to. Yeah, I'll make a meal of it. I'll forget to send a link. I've totally forgot about the YouTube subscriptions because no one's ever bothered. I think I had like 2 members initially off the, what was it, the $3 a month tier, which just gives you access to some emojis or whatever. That's about it. Ash, I'm in at 32.82.90. Nice one. Don't be greedy. Secure some profit. Let the rest ride. Orion Troco, 14:45 to 18 hour. Important news from USA. It's prudent to wait, but the probability is bullish. Okay. News, yeah, you can follow the news, which I have linked to my group. To be honest, the financial juice one's a little bit annoying, and I mute it for the most part, because otherwise every second you get updates. The Forex Factory, did I actually send the news today? I don't think it did. What's going on with that one? No, I didn't. That's interesting. Maybe it's asleep. Let me see the app still on. Still there. Don't know, I might have to reinstall it tomorrow or something. Anyway. Hang on. I think Financial Juice is also stalling today. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know if any of my guys have got the same issue. Because there's not a mute at the minute. Not sure. Soccer Showdown, GJ. Not quite tapped into the resistance, but getting there. It's looking alright, but again, we just had London Open, so there's nothing at the minute. Discord not letting me log in. Why not, me? Want to join my calls ADC? Just start a new one if you have to. TikTok. SpongeBob, what is your bias on today? At the minute, I'm very bullish on gold. Extremely bullish on gold, the way the current candle is moving, the way the current daily is moving. But if you're not already in a buy, you're a little bit late because you're at some resistance here. Is it a 4-hour level as well? It is. Yeah, so it's a potential rejection point for me. And we're likely going to confirm a structure flip here on the 4-hour as well, and still 3 hours left of this candle. So long as it closes above this gray zone, we're really above this bearish candle, which is well above that at this point. 33.25.50 roughly. We will confirm a structure flip here. Yep, so there you go, the pause play. Look at that. Once again, if you wait for it to create a low wick, you spare yourself some drawdown.
Wanted to say big strong moves on the indices, so on the FTSE and also on the DAX, also on the NAS.
Oh wow. Yep.
Something is going on.
Yeah, DAX is really, and FTSE. Not sure if it's maybe trade related. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Is in trade wars.
Related. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, not trade as in
news related. Yeah.
Yeah, not us guys trading it. Yeah, so there you go. That signal working well, but again, just the level it's at. So anyone took it, looking really good. Once again, though, you learned why I wait for it to pop back down to create a lower wick. Don't get FOMO. Don't just jump in when you see it breaking, think you're gonna miss the move. Yeah, maybe 2-3 times out of 10, it will make the move, maybe. But for the most part, it's gonna pull back. It's gonna create low wick. Then you're gonna get in as it breaks again, and it's more probable at that point there. If you're going to put the trades taken in. Still, I reckon we got the highest winning rate of any stream. And on YouTube, we get absolutely 0 love, apart from the regulars. The Rinjo good to sell now? I don't think so, mate. Yeah, no, I would be staying away from sells at the minute. Dash stop loss hit 33.37. What, you're in a sell? Dash playing it safe, gonna see how it rides out through day and keep moving it up. Then you just say it got hit. John Wesley, bearish on gold, it will continue to drop. I forget to wear my glasses, or what's the deal here? What am I missing? How do you invert the chart? There's a way of doing it. I can't remember. I don't know what you see is in regards to being bearish here. Continues to drop. Where's it dropping?
Yeah, just at least.
Yeah, I think it has. He must.
So it should be. Yeah, what I mentioned. So if someone's want to be involved in sales, so we need to create a support and then
need to do something
and so on. So there need to be a structure there. We need to be a little bit patient to get involved. So otherwise,
exactly,
it's the same as going to a casino then.
Yep. Exactly. that's you might as well just go to casino. You know, place whatever you wanting to risk on red or black, the roulette table. I feel all good, mate. All good. All Porsche. Nice one. No worries, mate. I'll check it later. Lut A. How you make resistance level thicker? How? Or you use the horizontal. What is it? Square, the rectangle. If that's what you're asking. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm going to add a resistance because we are at one. Alright, so we know we're at a 4-hour level, so we'll mark it in grey, and we're currently tapping towards the high of it. Let's go down to 15. Alright, it's a pretty strong level of rejection here. I'm just going to include the most recent and worry about that if we proceed through it. Alright, so when would I consider a sell is exactly what Franco said. I need to see some structure form, and what I ideally like to see is, because we're in a big strong solid uptrend throughout the whole day, and if you couldn't find a way in the buy for whatever reason, you just patiently need to wait. And what I would be looking for is, first of all, this on the 4-hour, or even better, something like this on the 4-hour. And you're gonna say, oh, that means you have to wait for 6 hours. Well, so be it. If you want to trade probability, so be it. That's what you're likely going to be waiting for. And then what you're going to want to see within this candle is some structure forming on the 15, on the 30, maybe a couple of equal highs, equal lows, form support, pop below the support. And if by the end of it you got a 4 hour closing back bearish, I think wait for new 4 hour to open up, creates up a wick, potentially look for a sell from a bit higher up if so long as the price action is quite clean to the left, or you're waiting for it to pop below the support formed towards the 4 hour candle's low, and then you're trading with some counter probabilities on a higher time frame, rejecting a 4 hour level of resistance with using a micro trend structure as well in your favor, creating lower highs, lower lows. That is a high probability sell at that point. Without that, if you're just waiting for one candle close bearish, good luck. Doesn't mean it can't work, but it's of low probability from my experience on the charts. I wonder why the news isn't working on the Discord. I haven't changed the settings at all. Anyway, 3360 target likely. Back of this resistance. 3350. Yeah, it's just tapped into that, hasn't it? High risk for sell. Actually, yeah, I agree. John, why does the candles look like that? Are those Renko? No, they're not Renko candles. These are Japanese candlesticks, mate. No name, how are you, mate? Were you still in gold trade, bro? No, unfortunately I missed it by 5. No, I got taken out pretty quickly on the runner, actually. Just a small win for me, and it did make the move afterwards, but it's all good. All good. Got in, got out, made a small buck. Got off to a good start for the month, and now just waiting. Gold's just pushing. I can't chase it again. Wow, only signal if it presented a little bit lower down. Nash, so if it takes a turn, I'll catch a decent profit if it hits my stop loss. Okay, fair enough. I'm a bit lost, but all good. Farid 17, never. Is in what, trying to sell? Ains tough Chich 12, what you think now? Sell or buy? Nothing in a minute if you're not in anything. F90. Sorry, the chat skipped. To be honest, I think gold gonna go towards all-time high again. I believe at some point it will create a new all-time high. May retrace prior to that, I'm not sure. For it, yeah, keeps going. Bradley got a clean entry. 41 still rolling, nice one. Buy or sell? Nothing. Previous gold high. Row? Potentially. One co-pilot. What's that gold? Yep. Color Mal, thank you for the roses, the rose emojis. Bradley owns at 42. Nice one, mate. A few of you into that level, nice one. Good work, guys. All right, so we're still 15 minutes into London. It feels like we're well and truly towards the end of the stream, to be honest. But we'll wait here on GJ. All right, Catalyst 15-minute bearish engulfing, closing the 30-minute bearish, tapping into the resistance in a downtrend. That is what I want to see on GJ. Very, very, very simple. Or very close to a bearish engulfing. Leave a little bit of low wick, closing strong bearish. That's what I'm now going to look at. So strong buy, yep. Too late to buy, trying to think. Yeah, in my opinion, it's way too late gold. Forex safe to buy. Well, someone's saying it's okay to buy. Actually, you entered at 32.82.90, and as I get into profit slowly, yeah, that's a good way to go about it. Because I can't watch it all day. Yeah, I thought you just said though that your stop loss got hit on in profit. We understand. That's fine. That's a good way to go about it. Fatih, Naz. All right, we'll look at it quickly. It's me drawing it up later. All right, so looking at weekly, let me just remove the drawings. And I call out weak bullish candle. Use the fib. I'm pretty sure it's closed below the 50%. Yeah, just. It's more of a weak candle, so therefore if we've begun to break low of the previous candle, there's a high probability perhaps to just grab some liquidity from the upside in order to maybe make a more substantial pullback. The current candle is not up a wick, so perhaps if it flips, it could continue bullish though. It did close weak bullish. Otherwise, daily structure is definitely bullish. Candle probabilities though, well, again, not up a wick. Previous candle closed weak bearish. Not really liking a price action on the day. It looks quite tricky to me. The 4 hour is actually bearish. What we're going to do is start to mark in some levels just here on the 4 hour. Include the bearish candle low for the moment, and we'll adjust it shortly. So we know we're bearish and we're in the middle pretty much of this range on the 4 hour. So down to the 30, quickly to 15 actually. All right, back to the 30. I'm going to leave that deep. And NAS, the price action is very choppy at the minute. What I can see is 30-minute is bearish, 4 hour was bearish, the weekly was bullish, the daily structure is bullish. To be honest, I'd be looking for price to pull back. 21.26.6 to 21.28. And I'd be looking for options to sell it from that point there. Resistance forming in the current daily candle. So if prices to pull back, reject that level, we're likely going to continue to the downside. However, we begin to pop above it. Let's quickly go to the 15-minute time frame. We have some pretty clean traffic to the left of that as well. So there could be options to buy it above that point. You'll be patient enough and wait for a strong confirmation, such as the closure above. And it's likely going to pull back up to retest the 4 hour resistance here. Okay, I'm going to adjust this zone now. So there. Otherwise, I mean, 15, don't feel you got the margin to squeeze out anything in between for a buy just in a minute. And nor for the sell. So I'd be looking for the pullback sells, buys above, or for price to come back down towards this support yet again. Will actually tap into the 4 hour support. And then begin to look for options to buy it from above 21.20 roughly 2100 that sort of level. That's roughly what I'd be looking at. I mean, it could reject prior to that. You got some minor resistance here at 21.245, 246. But otherwise, it's just very choppy at the minute. Quite indecisive. Wow, look at gold. Oof. Where would I sell on D? Well, it's bursting through every level at the minute. So now I'd have to include the wick to the left here. Just adjust this ever so slightly. I mean, where would I sell? It needs to, once again, it needs to form some structure, and I want a strong confirmation considering it's in such a big strong push to the upside. Have we broken that previous weekly high? We have. Wow, look at that. Can't say I'm happy about it, to be honest. I really want it to pull back. I'm desperate for it to pull back. And it's not trading wise, again, it's more to do with the physical accumulation of it. Every time gold gets pulled back, gets put down, gets you know, squashed or whatever, or sellers come in and price pulls back. Sort of, I don't know what. Like, anyway. Sorry guys. It gets bought up very quickly, basically. Every time it pulls back, it gets bought up extremely quickly and with momentum. And I feel it's what it's going to do just now, and it's looking like it's bursting through every level without any concern whatsoever here. So I would not be surprised by the time I am off the charts today and I wake up in the morning, if we're back up at that 3400, 34, 30. It's on another level at the minute. Good luck trying to sell it. Really good luck trying to sell it. I wouldn't be trying. Rule influence. I don't use gaps for entries or anything like that. I don't believe in trading gaps. Arafin, you're done for day. Nice one. Good work, mate. GJ could hit NY high 194, 188. NY high. Arafin, all good, mate. Sylvia, all good. It's, guys, don't get FOMO, don't stress it. Look, I got quick 15 pips or so. Am I worried? It's a win. Be happy. Don't be greedy. You took your opportunity for whatever reason, you got out where you got out. Just be happy with it. Could have been the opposite, could have ended up in a loss. So again, it's a plan. I have a plan. If I get to a certain amount of profit, I move stop loss to break even, and it happens to tag my break even out. It is what it is. Arafin, all good, mate. Golden one path, Jay. Yep. To the moon at the minute. Unknown, good day to you. And break even tonight, we'll up $80. Zeal, okay. Yeah, and just be careful. Don't trade on emotions, guys. Don't trade on wanting to be. It might sound silly. Yes, we all want to be in profit, but don't look at the monetary side of things. Make sure you're doing things right, because all else will follow. If you do everything right and you use your edge, your strategy, whatever it is that you know works for you to your advantage, the rest will take care of itself. Neo is still in from 33.11. Good work. Nice one. Hope you got a plan when it comes to managing the trade. Back to GJ. Second time we've pulled up only to reject, so we need that strong closure just now. It would be tempting of a weak bullish closure, but last time I took that entry, I got absolutely destroyed. So I'm going to wait patiently. I think it was on GJ as well. For just over 4 minutes. Use the JJ going to drop. Is that a good level to drop? Just need to patiently wait for confirmation. JJ sell potentially. Not trade JJ all that much, to be honest. It's kind of an afterthought at the minute. Anyway, what is the low of this candle? 756. $740 potentially. but signal affects them in 33.51, still holding till TP 27.01. Stop loss 33.41. Stop loss has been hit. What do you? It makes no sense, mate. Have a look at that. $37.01. Okay. Yep, gold is pumping like crazy. Nothing we can do about it at the minute. All right, so it's creating a lower low just here. Wow, have we even... We've still got the margin actually. Looks like we still do. 17. Shit, we may not. Because now the issue is stop loss is winding quite a bit as well. What is the low now? 92. You're looking around 85, 685 potentially. Oh, you've got about 14 pips roughly. What's the stop loss now? 85, 21, it's on the 15. Same shit. Ah, man. I mean, it's a pretty strong catalyst, but it's pushed quite far. See how the candle opens, because if there's a way to manage it based off the following candle's upper wick, I may still consider it. Low 92, so no, entry's gonna be below 85 then. 75. $77. All right, ideally I want it to just break low, pop back up, create up a wick, and if it breaks on low again, it wouldn't be a bad entry. So it's pretty much doing that just now. It's done that on my broker. Again, no entry, no upper wick, no entry. Very simple rule. Dean used to trade GJ more, but I found much more success with Nasdaq, so I just mainly focus on gold. That's all good, mate. I trade gold better, to be honest. Well, not better, but I just know it more comfortable with it. There's no margin now on GJ. Because again, now the entry is a little bit below. So the entry would be about 60. So let's just measure that now. It's roughly there. 12 pips. It's making more sense now. That's created the upper wick. Look, if you want to maybe go for a cheeky 1-to-1, where you use the current candle's upper wick as the stop loss, I can understand it. But otherwise, there's no margin. It just happens to be that, you know, that rejection candle's made a pretty significant move back down. This current candle, once again though, goes to show why you need that wick prior to an entry. Look at this again. Some of you may have jumped in out of FOMO without creating upper wick. Now you're sitting there thinking, I should have waited. Honestly. Jada LaQueen, you get the same treatment everyone else does who comes on promoting their own thing. MD, for what reason? What would make you suggest I'd be looking to sell gold? Shorts only, g'day to you. At the minute, I'm basically trackies only. Melvin Windsor. Unless I'm going to the gym, have to wear shorts, can't wear track pants to the gym. Just can't do it. Too restricted. MD for our resistance. Yeah, I'm aware of that, but still it's in a big uptrend. Can't just sell it at because it's tapped in. I mean, unless it's part of your plan. Who am I to say you can't just sell it? But for me, I need to wait for a confirmation. I just don't have one. Like I mentioned before, I want to see a 4 hour. In this circumstance, after such a strong push up, I want to see some structure form. I want to see within it the 4 hour closing back bearish, and that would be a higher probability entry. DJ, so the potential entry, I'm not going to take it because I just don't have the margin. But like I mentioned, if you want to go for a cheeky 1-to-1, you could pretty much be looking at something like this. Now it's pulled back to create its upper wick. If it was to now continue bearish and break its own low, there is no need for it to pop back up, and that's how you could play it. And it's literally like a 10 pip stop. You could target 10 pips. $2. Better for a sell now, but again, there's just no margin on it. But alrighty team, I might get going because I don't feel like I'm going to get another option. Gold's just pumping. I'm not interested in buying it at the minute until it resets. Not interested in selling because there's no reason to sell it in a big strong uptrend. And GJ, again, I'm not going to bother with it because there's just not enough margin. But otherwise it doesn't look bad. So that's pretty much a wrap. It was a good start to the new month, good start to the new week. Well done to those who got involved in some gold buys earlier. Paul, cheers to you. TikTok, thank you to everyone on the stream. Appreciate all new followers, over 100 new followers today. Guys rock. And to everyone else, you guys always rock as well. Guys, I will be back tomorrow. My team, I will be on for the education session in about roughly 2 hours from now. So I'm looking forward to that, the Monday education session. And if you'd like to know anything more about the group or what we do, you can find all the links to that in my profile on TikTok and YouTube in the description below. And always feel free, guys, like I always mentioned, feel free to send me a message, say g'day. I do actually enjoy chatting to you guys as well, so I always reply to all the messages. Feel free to say hello and have a chat. And otherwise, guys, I'll be on tomorrow from about 30 minutes prior to London Open on the Tuesday. That's how it is. Until then, trade safe, have a good one, and I'll see you later. My team.
Thank you, man.
Cheers. Well done. And I'll catch you guys hopefully in about 2 hours from now if you're around. Cheers, team. YouTube, TikTok, all the best. Catch you guys soon. Peace, guys.